Yo, what's good with y'all? In today's video, I got the how to make a Battlegrounds game. Um, so if you guys remember, if you recall, I should say, you guys know I did the strong. I've been doing like the how to make the strongest Battlegrounds. I did the part one showing how to make the overall game. Well, at least some parts of it, and then I show you guys how to do other stuff. So pretty much, that series it's kind of it's not necessarily ending, but it's being a little. It's being like it's being turned into it's being changed. Like it's just gonna be a little different if that makes sense. Like I'm still gonna like pull stuff from the strongest battlegrounds and other battleground games you guys suggest, and I'll show you guys like I have the weapon character I'm working on. That'll be the next not next video, but one of my future videos and stuff. The weapon characters and stuff. I pretty much reworked the entire battleground system I had made before, because you guys know before it was like what, like almost 200 lines of code. This one is like 110 lines. It's 110 lines broken up into 4 different scripts, and it's way easier to read, organized. It's just generally its functionality is better. This was the part one of how to make a battlegrounds game and stuff. I'll mainly be basing it off of the strongest battlegrounds, if that's a battlegrounds game I play and stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Okay, so first things first, we gotta make a. We honestly have to make a lot of stuff before we actually get into the actual scripting. So first things first, you guys know in battleground games, or at least in the strongest battlegrounds, you have your spawn locations. You have multiple spawn points where players can spawn. So let's go ahead and set those up. If we click model at the top and then we click spawn, right, we can create a spawn location, right? So if we duplicate this by having it selected, and then pressing Control D or home and then duplicate, right? You do that 3 times, so we can have 4 spawns. I mean, it's up to you however many spawns you want, right? So you can place them wherever you want. I'm going to spread them out a little bit, right? And then of course you can name them. You can of course just add a little number or something. That's what I'm saying. Like location 2, 3, and 4, right? Then we're going to of course need a remote event. So let's insert a remote event to replicated storage, and then we're going to call set remote event core event, right? Normally I would have put the folders here, but for security purposes, we're going to keep the character folders inside of server storage, which I will get into. Okay, so next we're going to create our character folder, right? So we can insert a folder into server storage. You guys want to name this characters. Naming is very important. Make sure you name everything exactly the same as I do, unless you know what you're doing, because naming is very important. So you want to name characters, and you're going to want to insert a folder inside of said folder, and then you're going to want to put the name of your character. So, but I'm going with the format of just character 1, character 2, character 1, character 2, and character 3, right? So I'm going to have character 1, right? Then inside of character 1, I'm going to insert another folder, right? And then I'm going to call this skill 1, right? Or ability 1, you know what I'm saying? So then inside of it, you're going to insert an animation. You guys just saw I typed animation, and then you're going to insert a sound, right? And then you're going to leave, you don't need to change the names. All you're going to do is insert a, sorry. You're going to insert an ID. Where is the ID? Right there. So your sound ID, you would put it right here. Just drop that in. You drop the number in, press enter. Boom, it would do that for you. Obviously, there is no sound with that ID, but yeah. And then same with animation. Just throw your animation ID in there, right? Don't change the names, and then that's all you would need to do, right? Oh, there's one more thing I want to say. I'm not gonna do this, but I'm just showing you generally how this will work in the system. So say if you have a Game Pass character, like you have a character that has a Game Pass and stuff, and like the players, like you want it so that the players have to own a Game Pass to be able to use a character, you would want to insert a value, what's it called, a actually, you know what, I'm gonna show you guys later. I'm gonna show you guys when I get to the actual code. I don't remember specifically what it was called. I think it's called Game Pass. Like I think all you have to do is insert a number value into the character and then name it Game Pass ID, and then you insert the ID of like the Game Pass ID here, and then you would just check to make sure the player owns the Game Pass. Now if you don't want the character to like be like like blocked by like needing a Game Pass, don't insert the Game Pass ID a number value. That's only if you want the player to have to own the Game Pass to use the player. I mean use the character. But yeah. So once you've done that, you can duplicate this, do it 3 times, or yeah. And then you can change this to skill, oh sorry, not skill 4. Skill 2, skill 3, and then you guys can change the animation inside of the skills and the sound effects as well, have their own specific ones. Then you guys can duplicate this, Control D, then of course change this to character 2, character 3, right? and boom, just like that, we have our character folders set up, right? So once we're done there, we can really just close that out. Then we can go ahead and set up the starter GUI. So let's insert a screen GUI into starter GUI. You guys already know that there's a couple things we got to set up here. The UI will take a little second, not gonna lie. We can name it character selector GUI, right? And then we're gonna insert a local script, and then we're gonna name this script core script. In parentheses, put local. Let me scroll up so you guys can see the name, right? Then we're gonna come back to the script. We're not gonna touch it just yet. I'm then gonna insert a button, a text button, right? And then I'm gonna name said button drop down button. Then I have some properties here. You guys just simply copy the properties I have, if that's what you want. You can put the button and everything else wherever you want it, but I'm just saying if you want it to be just like mine, then here's everything. So first we have the button. This is the position. So I'm gonna set that position. So boom, because we want it to be at the top, right? Also some properties here. So one, make sure you check ignore GUI no set so it goes to the top, and then or GUI insect. Yeah, and then also disable reset on spawn, right? But yeah, so you want to set the position to that. Then you want to make sizing 32 by 32. So let me take out the size part, right? And boom, right? And then like you'll actually be able to see it like when I actually like click play, but right. So set the sizing to that. As for the properties, we can go ahead and just, I mean, you can really do whatever you want with like these properties. It doesn't honestly matter. So I'm gonna say text skills, rich text, bolded text. You can make this just a C, you know, yeah, like just a C really. I believe the way, how did I do this before? I think I did like this, like I'm trying to get the color. I want the color to match, because you guys know how in like the strongest battlegrounds, for example, the color match like the other one. So I'm trying to get it to like match this one. Oh. Wait, I can't, never mind, I cannot see it. Let me see. Where did it go? Let's see. Where did it go? 0.08, negative 0. Okay, let me see. Let me try lowering it down and see what okay, there we go. Okay, so I guess we'll just change the positioning of it. So like 0. Or maybe just make it 0. Okay, yeah. Or maybe more like 0.1 or 0.05. 301. Yeah, okay, there we go. So that's perfect. Okay, so change the positioning of the button to actually this instead. Let me just let me update this, right? So you want to change it to this instead. I don't know why it's different, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. So change the positioning to this, right, for the button. You can see what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit it while I'm like, this is actually something that's honestly what's it called, is useful to do. You can edit it while you're playing, so you can see the changes happen, you know, while you're playing, and then you can just copy and paste the button and then just delete the old one and stuff. And I'll show you guys what I mean exactly. So if we want the color to match, I think that's like, so like I guess we could do like black and then make the transparency like 0.5. Yeah, something like that. And then we would change the text color to white. And then yeah, not pretty much. Yeah, okay. So simply select the drop down button, click copy, right? Then stop playing, then stop the game. Obviously your changes didn't save, so delete the old button, then you can paste, then you can paste a new one. Boom, there we go, right? So once we have our new drop down, button, right? We can then go ahead and insert a UI corner. I mean, this is optional, it's just up to you guys, but yeah, we can insert a UI corner into it. I'm gonna just leave that as is. Then I'm going to what's it called? Insert a frame. I'm gonna name this drop down frame, right? Then I'm going to also insert a UI grid layout into it. The properties for the frame, let's go ahead, let's do properties of the frame, then properties of the UI grid layout. So for the frame, assuming it still works the same as before, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it like this. So that's the positioning of the frame. Then for the size, here's the sizing, boom, and oh yeah, actually the sizing doesn't change from the default sizing. Then for the UI grid layouts, padding is 0.5. I think that's this. Yeah, I think that's default. Yeah. Actually, everything is the same for the UI grid layout except for the cell size Y value. So just change that to 30, right? Then for the drop down frame, you guys can make this. They can make the background transparent. So background transparency is equal to 1. Then we're gonna go ahead and insert text buttons, right? Insert your text button. You can customize it to your however way you want it. I guess I'm just gonna go the same way I did it. I guess maybe I just do the same thing I did, like up there. Like, yeah. So 0.5 background color transparency. You're gonna want to name this. You want to name this. You want to make sure that the name corresponds to the name of Oh, sorry. Never. The name doesn't matter. The text matters. So we could just name this just so we can keep everything together. We could say character 1 button, right? Now the text, you want to make sure we could bold it and scale it. You want to make sure the text corresponds with the name of the character inside the folder, right? So, oh, actually change this, hold on. Put a space in between. Yeah, sorry. I actually forgot. Put a space between the character and then the word character and the number. The character. Okay. So you're gonna simply put you want the text to match up with the name of the character inside of the character folder. So we're gonna say character 1, right? That looks right. Then I'm gonna make text rich, white font, right? And then I'm gonna also insert a UI grid layout. I'm sorry, not UI grid layout, UI corner, right? So we could duplicate that and then throw that in there, and then boom, just like that. We are almost done actually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to duplicate the button. Or wait, actually, hold on. By default, actually, yeah, hold on. So by default, I'm sorry, it's a lot of stuff to remember, not gonna hold you up. But anyway, so by default, we want to set all the transparencies equal to 0. I mean, equal to 1. We're going to set them equal to 0 via the script. So set text transparency equal to 1, and then set background transparency equal to 1, right? And then you're gonna want to just duplicate this. So Control D. Then of course just update, just change everything. So character 2. Do the same thing with the the third one, and then character 3 button. I believe that should be everything. It's just a lot of I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of stuff to remember off the top of my head. But anyway, now we get into the actual scripting. Everything I actually do remember. Okay, so let's get into the scripting. So scripting, let me make sure I'm still good. Okay, I am. So we're gonna delete print hello world. I'm gonna create a couple of variables actually. First, we're gonna get our services. So let's get the user input service. Let's say local UIS is equal to game get service user input service. Then I'm gonna get the tween service. I'm gonna say local yes is equal to game get service tween service. Then I'm gonna put a space in between, and I'm gonna get the core mode event. So I'm gonna say local core event is equal to game the replicated storage wait for child core event. Then I'm going to get the local player. So I'm going to say local player is equal to game.players.local player. Then I'm going to create a variable for the GUI. So I'm going to say local characters selector GUI is equal to script.parent, because remember we put the script directly inside of the GUI, right? Then I'm going to set up about, I think it's like 3 functions, right? I'm set up 3 functions on the script. So first things first, I'm going to set up the function for when a player is trying to open up the character select menu, like when they want to see the character buttons. So I'm going to say character selector GUI, that drop down button, that mouse button, 1 click, connect function. You want to say, you want to put close parentheses, enter. Then I'm going to say if character selector GUI, that drop down button, that drop down frame, that character 1 button, that background transparency is equal to 1. Then let's say for I comma v in pairs. I'm say character selector GUI character selector GUI, that drop down button, that drop down frame, and then I'm gonna say get children. I'm gonna set up a tween. So I'm gonna say if v is a text button, just gotta make sure it's a text button. If it is, I'm gonna set the tween. I'm gonna say local open tween is equal to ts create v, the instance, right? Then comma tween info. I cannot spell new for some reason. Tween info new. I made the duration 1 second, but it's up to you guys however long you want it, right? So comma, then enum dot easing style linear, and enum dot easing direction out. And then comma, we're gonna create a property table. So I'm gonna say special brackets. Oh, sorry, put a comma in between the parentheses. Then create special brackets we're going to create a table. So I'm going to first change the text transparency and the background transparency, or not first, but that's what I'm going to do and stuff, because you guys remember I said to make sure that's set to 1 by default. So I'm going to say text transparency is equal to 0 and background transparency is equal to 0.5, right? Then I'm going to place that tween. Then we need to do the else if for when it's closing. Great news, we can simply just copy and paste this. Let's go right here, press enter, then just do else if, and then literally just copy everything after if, like above it, right? You're gonna want to copy all of that, then put a space, control V, boom, right? Then you're going to simply change this to background transparency is equal to let me think. Oh, wait, equal to 1. Okay, yeah. So if background transparency is equal to 0.5, yeah. So background transparency is equal to 0.5. We're going to change this back to 1. Change this back to 1. We'd set this to in, right? And then simply just update the names to close tween, and then just like that, we are done. We're done with the first function. Very simple. So then moving on to the second function, which is honestly that was the more lengthy function on the entire script, to be honest with y'all. Then we use a for loop to set up when a character tries to select a character. So I'm gonna say for I, comma v in pairs, character selector GUI dot drop down button dot drop down frame get children, just like we did up there. Then I'm gonna say if v is a text button, right? If v is a text button, then v, mouse button one click, connect function, close parentheses, enter. Then you're going to say core event fire server in quotation marks. You're going to put character select, that's the name of the event, right? Then you're going to also as the first argument, you're going to pass over the name, the text in the text button, which is, remember, that should be the name of the character. Then onto the last function on the script, I'm going to set up for when a player tries to use a skill. I'm going to say uis.input began, connect function, right? Let me scroll down a little bit. Function, I'm going to say input, comma, processed, right? Enter, I'm going to say if input, if input.user input type is equal to enum.user input type keyboard and processed is equal to false, enter. Then I'm going to set up a long if statement. I'm going to say if input.keycode. I'm setting it up for all 4. So if input.keycode is equal to enum.keycode.1, because you guys know it usually goes 1, 2, 3, 4. If you just want your game to have 1, leave 1. If you want it to have 2, 3, do 2, 3. Like, yeah. Then you're going to say and then you could just copy and paste this. Or sorry, not and, sorry. Or. And then you can really just copy and paste this. Boom, boom, boom. And put it then at the end when you're done. Then just change them. So for this, this is 2, this is 3, and then this is 4. Delete the or right there. And then boom, right? And then I'm going to fire them. What event? I'm going to say core event fire server, quotation marks, put skill. That's the name of the event. Then I'm going to send over the name of the keybind we press. So input.keycode.name. So it'll either come out as 1, 2, 3, or 4. Not the number, but it'll come out as the word, a string value. And to see that, guys, we are done with the local script. Now we can move on to the leader stats, right? Everything else we handle on the server side. So we are now going to set up a leader stats script. You guys know in games how the Battleground games, they have kills, which is how many kills you have in the server, and then you have total kills, which is the total amount of kills you've had, which means it's saved, which means you need to use data stores. So to use data stores, make sure data stores are enabled. Click game settings, go to security. You want to enable studio access to API services and make sure it saves and you can publish and everything, right? So let's go ahead and insert a server script into server script service. We are going to name said script leader stats script, right? Enter. You can delete print hello world. Then you're going to create just one variable. We're going to get the kills data store. So we're going to say local kills data store is equal to game get service. I'm going to do that. Get service data store service. Then we'll say get data store kills data store, right? Let me just double check. I already know this video going to be It's gonna be a minute. I already know. Then I'm gonna set up a function for when the players join. We gotta set some things up. We gotta first create a leader stats folder so we can put the amount of kills they have and total kills in there. And then we need a current character. This is how we're going to keep track of what character the player currently has. So I'm gonna say game.players.player added connect function, right? And in parentheses, you're going to want to put PLR short for the player. Press enter. Then I'm gonna create a variable for the leader stats folder. I'm gonna say local leaders. I'm gonna say leader stats is equal to instance.new folder. Parent that to the player. I'm gonna say leader stats dot name is equal to leader stats. Then I'm gonna create the kills, how many kills they have in the server. So local kills is equal to instance.new number value, parent this to the leader stats folder. You're gonna say kills.name is equal to kills, then kills.value is equal to 0 by default. Then I'm gonna set the amount of total kills they have. So local total kills is equal to instance.new number value, parent this to leader stats as well. And then you're gonna do the same thing. Name is equal to total kills, and total kills that value by default will be set to 0. And then lastly, you're going to create the current character string value. So you're going to say local current character is equal to instance.new string value. This time you're going to parent it to the player. And then you're going to say current character dot name is equal to current character. Then you're going to say current character dot value. You're going to set the value equal to whatever the default character is in your game. Like for my game, it'd be character 1. All right. So whatever character you want people to start out with. But obviously they could change the character. But I'm just saying this is what they're gonna set up with. Then we'll set up a protected call function so we can load players' data. So I'm gonna say local success, error message is equal to pcal function. All right, close parentheses, enter. Then I'm gonna set up two variables. First, I'm gonna set up the key. So local key, I like to use player's user ID. So you can't change the user ID. You can change the username. So I wouldn't recommend using a username. I'm gonna set user ID. Then I'm gonna set up a variable for the data. So local data is equal to kills data store get async. You're gonna put the key inside, right? And then you're gonna set up an if statement. You're gonna say if data, then total kills dot value is equal to data regular bracket 1, which is referring to the first value within the data set, right? Then I'm gonna set up a while loop. I'm gonna say while not 6. What? Wait, what's the issue? Oh, while not success. Weird. Wait, what is the issue? I'm confused. Sorry. Make sure you go on the outside. Okay. Make sure you go on the outside. So in between these two ends. So you want to say while not success, right? Enter. You're gonna say task.wait 3 seconds, right? And then you're gonna do the same thing. So just copy and paste this whole thing. Control C, Control V. This is simply just to make sure that whatever you're trying to do, it's gonna be done. Like the player may have to wait a little bit if there's any errors and stuff, because especially with like saving data, loading data, there could be errors. So of course, this is just to ensure that they may have to wait a little, but it's gonna work. So yeah. Then I'm gonna set up the function for when the player leaves. So data saving essentially. So I'm gonna say game.players.player moving connect function in parentheses PLR, just like we did up there. Press enter. Then you're gonna set up a pcal straight from the top. You're gonna say local success, error message is equal to pcal function, close parentheses, enter. You're then gonna set up a variable for the key, so we did up there. That's equal to player.user ID. Then you're gonna set up a data table. So data table is equal to special brackets, right? And then you're going to save your data by saying table.insert the table, then the value. Make sure you're okay. So when you're loading data, you need to load data in the order you saved it, and the vice versa. So since like I'm only loading one piece of data because it's just, I'm only loading one value, the amount of total kills that a player has. But if I was saving like kills, then it would be data regular bracket 2 after, and it would have to be after, and then I would save regular kills after, not before, or if that makes sense, right? I have a video on data saving anyway. So I'm gonna say data table. I'm gonna say data table, and then I'm gonna say player dot leader stats regular bracket quotation marks total kills, because remember there's a space in between. And then actually I forgot to actually put that there. Make sure you put a space in between. Well, you don't have to. It's up to you. But I'm saying when it appears on the leaderboard, you would probably want it to have a space. So yeah. So player leader stats, total kills, right? And then you're gonna want to say that value, right? And then, oh yeah, I forgot to wait. I'm so confused. What is going on? Dot table dot insert player dot leader stats dot value. What is the issue? I'm so confused. Oh, I did on the okay, did on the outside. So dot value, boom. Okay, there we go. Right. Then after that, you're simply gonna say kills data store, set async, throw the key in there, and then the data table, right? And then boom, just like that, we have set up. Wait, no, sorry. I actually forgot something. Not gonna lie. What did oh yeah, sorry, forgot the while. So go on the outside just like we did up there. We're gonna say while not success, do task that wait 3 seconds, right? Then I'm going to copy and paste this, Control C, Control V, and boom, just like that, we are done with the leader stats, right? Moving through this pretty fast, honestly. Then on to the core script for the server. It literally has less than 50 lines of code. It's gonna be very simple. Insert a server script, and then the module script has like what? It's like 40. Like no, I definitely made it. It's easier to read. It's a lot less. So you're gonna name this core script. I don't know why that. Oh, it's because it published. Anyway, so core script server, right? So server. Then I'm going to delete print hello world. I'm going to create two variables. First, I'm going to get the sound service, or sorry, we actually don't need the sound service. I'm going to get the marketplace service. That's the only service we need. So local MPS is equal to game get service marketplace service, right? This is to check to make sure that just in case this is only needed if your game has Game Pass character. If your game doesn't have type of Game Pass characters or any type of dev products, you don't need the marketplace service, right? And then I'm going to get the core mode event local core event is equal to game get storage wait for child core event. Then I'm going to create a variable for the character folder. So I'm going to say local character folder is equal to game server storage wait for child characters, right? Or should I do a character folder? I wonder. Maybe character folder instead of characters. Yeah, let's actually change the name. Let's do character folder. Let's change the name to character folder or characters. Let's do characters folder. Or okay, just do character folder. Just do character folder. Yeah. I'm gonna do it like that. Then make sure you update the name there. Boom, right? Then I'm going to create a module script inside. I'm gonna throw a module script inside of this, right? So actually hold on. I'm trying to think. Core events, the core mode event, the character folder. Okay, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert a module script into the core script. I'm going to insert boom, so plus icon module script. You're gonna want to name the module script combat script. Is going to handle the combat stuff, so combat script, right? And then you're simply going to say local combat. You can say combat script or combat module, up to you. Combat module is equal to require script dot combat script, right? And then I'm going to say core event dot on server event next function in parentheses put a PLR short for the player, then name the event arg1 arg2 enter. I honestly don't even think, well, actually, no, we don't even need argument. We only need argument one because I believe we only sent one piece of information over. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, okay, good. So then moving on, we're gonna set up the first event. But before we do that, let's go ahead and create a variable for the player's character. Let's say local character is equal to player dot character, right? Then we'll say if event type is equal to quotation marks, character select, right? Enter. Then I'm going to say we need to have another if statement instead of if statement. We need to make sure the player's health, if you want your game to have this, but usually most Battleground game have you have to be full health to change characters, so people can't be switching characters mid-fight. So if character dot humanoid dot health is equal to character dot humanoid dot max health, right? Enter. You're gonna say local character name is equal to argument one name. Just to like clear this up, right? Just to clarify something. When I say character name, I'm not referring to the player's character, right? Because if I wanted the character's name, like the actual player character's name, I would say character.name. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the name of the character they're trying to select. In this case, character one, right? Character one, just to clarify that, right? So after do that, I'm going to say player load character. That's how you refresh the player's character. And I'm going to use the for I loop. Here's how I'm going to randomize their spawn. So they spawn in a random place on the map. So I'm going to say for IV and pairs. Here's where the spawns come into place. Workspace, get children. enter. You're then gonna say if v is a spawn location, right? If v is a spawn location, you're then gonna say local number is equal to math dot random 1 to however many total spawn locations you have. Since I have 4, I'm gonna put 4, right? But 1 shouldn't change. You're gonna say if v dot name is equal to spawn location dot 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 number, right? Then enter, you're gonna say player, or sorry, not player, character. You're gonna say character. You're gonna say character move to v dot position, or you could pivot them to the C frame, whichever one works for you, really, honestly. Then after this for I loop, so we're gonna move on from this. After this for I loop, you're then gonna do another one actually. You're gonna say for I comma v in pairs. You're gonna say character. You're gonna say character folder get children. Enter. Let's go down a little bit, right? So then I'm gonna say if v dot name is equal to character name, right? Make sure character name, not character dot name. And here's where the game pass comes into play, and not v find first child game pass ID, right? This is to make sure that that is not a game pass character. If it's not a game pass character, then this will proceed. I'm gonna set up an else if statement, show you guys like how to do it if there is a game pass character. Then you're simply gonna say player dot current character dot value is equal to character name, right? Then set up an else if statement. You're gonna say else if. Then you can literally just copy and paste this. So Control C, Control V. Then this time you're simply just gonna say and v find first child, which means that it is a game pass character. And then you're also gonna add one more thing. You're gonna say this is how you check to make sure the player owns the game pass. So MPS user owns game pass. Async, you're gonna say player dot user ID, comma, then v dot game pass ID dot value. Remember, it's supposed to be a number value, and the value of said number value is going to be the game pass ID, right? So yeah, that's how you would check. And then yeah, wait, actually hold on. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so we're done with that event. We can then move on to the second event. That's actually the longest event on the server side, because it's actually just one more. Yeah, it's only just one more event. I'm going to say else if event type is equal to skill, enter, right? I'm going to say local skill number is equal to argument 1, right? Then I'm set up if statement. I'm going to say if player dot current character. It's a lot of copying and pasting we're going to be doing, which makes our job a lot easier, honestly. Current character dot value is equal to character. Remember the name of the character inside of the folder. So character 1, you're going to say combat module dot, oh sorry, we need to set those up actually. A second that. Okay, so okay, so I guess what I'll do is we're gonna take a pause because there's about 7 more lines of code to add to this event. We're gonna switch gears and go to the combat module script so we can set this up, right? Then we're gonna come back. Okay, so the combat module script will take us literally like 2 minutes to set up. Okay, so let's change the name. We're gonna change this to combat module, right? Then I'm gonna rename this. Let's go ahead and put a space in between. We're gonna get the character folders. So we're gonna say, let's save ourselves some time. Let's go up here, copy paste this, Control C, put that at the top, Control V, right? Then I'm going to create a function, right? I'm gonna say combat module dot character 1 is equal to function. Sorry, I always do fault by mistake, but anyway, function, you're gonna say player comma skill number, enter, right? Then I'm going to say local character 1 folder is equal to characters, so the character folder, right? And then you're gonna say regular brackets the name of the character. The name of the character. So character, you're gonna say character 1 because this is character 1, right? Because each attack will be, different for each character. So we can't have like just one function that handles all the characters. Because each ability is different. Like some are projectiles, some are weapons, some are punches. So you can't have one universal thing. Then we're gonna get this skill folder. So skill folder is equal to character folder, regular bracket. You're gonna say skill, go on the outside, you're gonna say dot dot dot. And then you're gonna put skill number, right? Then to finish this up, we're going to get the animation, sound, and play them. So local animation. I'll go more depth on how to do attack stuff in part 2 or part 3 of the series, right? Then we'll say local animation is equal to play. Oh, sorry, is equal to player dot character, right? Dot humanoid load animation. And you're going to want to do skill folder dot animation, right? Then you're gonna want to do the same thing. So Control C, Control V, rename this to sound, and then simply just gonna do sound. Or sorry, actually, you actually don't need to do all that. You actually don't need to do all that. You're simply going to just retrieve the sound. So you're just gonna do skill folder dot sound. That's all you gotta do. And then you're just gonna say animation play, sound play, right? Very simple, very simple. Then just copy and paste the whole function. So Control C, Control V, Control V. Then change this to character 2, change that to character 2, change that to character 3, and that to character 3, right? It's that simple, and we are almost done, guys. We go back on to the server script, and now we can finish this function. So we're gonna set the if statement. Now we're gonna say if player dot current character dot value is equal to character 1, right? Enter. You're gonna say combat module dot character 1. You're simply gonna send over the player and then the skill number, right? And now we can just copy and paste this and do the same thing 2 more times. So Control C, Control V, Control V. You want to add an else if to this, right? Move that over, move that down, I should say. So else, right? Move that over, and then of course just change this to character 2, character 3, and change this to character 2 and character 3, right? Then I guess move them over just so you know they're all in the same position. And boom, just like that, guys, we are done. This is part 1 of how to make a Battlegrounds game. Let's go ahead and test to make sure everything works. As always, if you guys want access to any of my scripts or models, you guys can become either a channel member or a Discord subscriber. Links to either one of those options can be found in the description. Thank you to all my channel members and Discord subscribers. I appreciate all y'all, bro. Anyway, let's go ahead and test. Okay, so if I open up players, you guys see we have kills, total kills there at the top. So if I click current character, you guys see it by default is character 1. So if you guys see it opens and closes, fades in and out, looks real nice. So if I click character 2, my player refreshed, you guys see I am now character 2 and character 3, right? Oh, well, looks like there is an issue. Skill number. Oh, I didn't even think about it. Dang, I didn't even think about that. See, this is why we testing stuff. Okay, so I forgot. It's set to damn. Okay, I forgot. Okay. How do I want to fix this? Let's see. It'd be a lot of work to convert when I could instead just change. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change this. Okay. So simply, instead of it being the number for the skill, you want it to be the word of the number, if that makes sense. So instead of skill number 1, just put skill then the word 1, and then the vice versa for the rest of them. It's like I could leave the folders as is and then just convert. And then really just convert the value, convert the string value to a number value, pass that through. That'd be I don't know. I just feel like that's just unnecessary. I forgot this before, not gonna lie. Okay, I've noticed a lot of unnecessary work, so I'm just gonna leave that as is. Okay, so if I join the game, right? If I press 1, okay, there's no errors, but obviously nothing is happening and stuff, right? Like, yeah, nothing is happening. But you guys, we're gonna set that up in future videos. If you guys enjoyed part 1 of this series and stuff, definitely let me know in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe to let me know you enjoyed and stuff. And I definitely got y'all with a part 2 and stuff. If this video gets enough love and stuff like that. Or if you guys need help with anything, I know this video, a lot of people are gonna need help because people always be getting confused with the strongest Battlegrounds videos and stuff. So definitely join the Discord server. Link is in the description. We got over 1,000 members. Just for sure join. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.